Hello guys, welcome back. Today what we're going to be doing is CSEC Office Administration 2020 Paper 1. So let's get right into our educational lesson. Question 1 says which of the following service is a function performed by the general office? Is it A. Delivering goods, B. Manufacturing goods, C. Producing information, or designing new products? And of course, our answer is C. Producing information.
Question 2 says Matchbox Limited is structured so that each department has control over their own mail, typing, photocopying, and filing. This method is described as A. Functional, B. Centralized, C. Decentralized, D. Divisionalized, and that's decentralized. Question 3. In which of the following situations would the relationship between two employees be described as vertical? Option A says one is more senior than the other. B. Each has a similar status in the firm. C. One has been employed longer than the other. D. One position is more important than the other. And the answer is A. One is more senior than the other. Question 4. A clerk in a small organization feels that some improvements should be made to the filing system. What is the most appropriate action for him to take? And the options are A. Discusses ideas with the supervisor. B. Make the changes he feels are necessary. C. Discusses ideas with the general manager. And D. Continue with the same old system until he is asked for an opinion. And
And the answer is A. Discuss his ideas with the supervisor.
Question 5 says the science of fitting the workplace to meet the needs of employees is known as A. Networking, B. Ergonomics, C. Telecommuting, D. Social responsibility. And our answer is D. Question 6. Which of the following is the least likely to be considered when management is deciding on suitable office layouts? Is the least. So option A, availability of space, B, number of employees, C, availability of financial resources, and D, personal preferences of employees. And of course, the answer would be D. Question 7 says dissemination of information in any organization may be best described as, and that is C, distributing information to all departments. Which of the following is not a characteristic of registered mail? Is it A, offers proof of postage, B, facilitates safe delivery of mail, normally sent by second-class mail, or is it D, offers compensation for loss or damage? So which of the following is it not? And that's C. Which of the following pieces of computer hardware is an output device? Is it a CPU, a mouse, a monitor, or a keyboard? And of course, the monitor is an output device. Question 10. Which of the following pieces of equipment may be used for stamping a mail? And of course, our answer would be D. An application for the position of dispatch clerk was addressed to a company. To whom should the mail clerk forward the application? A. The shipping supervisor. B. The marketing manager. C. The administrative officer. Or D. Human resource manager. Of course, the human resource manager is the one who's responsible for that section. Okay, number 12 says Mrs. Jones was selected for the position of receptionist of an engineering firm. On accepting the job, she was given a document outlining the work she was expected to perform. This document is called a description. It outlines the description of the job. Question 13. A confidential letter addressed.
Question 13 says a confidential letter addressed to the employer is received in a torn condition. The mail clerk should: is it A. Return the letter to the mail department, or B. Refuse to accept the envelope from the mail department, or is it C. Put the letter into a new envelope and deliver it by hand to the employer, or is it D. Attach a note to the envelope and deliver it by hand to the employer? And of course, our answer is D.
Question 14 says an important document must be sent to an overseas customer via post office mail. The document should be sent by, and that's A. Question 15. Question 15 says filing through the use of microfilming is valuable for the storage of, and is valuable for the storage of information which must be kept for many years. It is now 3 months since a graduate applied for a job at a large firm. The graduate received only a letter of acknowledgement. What action should the graduate take to indicate that he or she is still interested in the job? Write another letter of application, or write a letter to follow up the application, or telephone a friend who works with the firm, or visit the company and ask to see the human resource manager. It is B. It would be best to write a letter to follow up on the application. Question 17 says you are being interviewed for a job and no mention is made of promotional opportunities. Which of the following actions should be taken if you are interested in having such information? A. You should ask about it before the close of the interview. Question 18 says which of the following situation would cause a file to be classified as inactive? And the best option is B. The organization has stopped buying from the particular supplier. Question 19. Which of the following services would usually be offered to customers who have fixed deposit accounts at a commercial bank? Is it permission to withdraw checks on the account? Or is it withdrawal on demand with interest earned? Or is it higher interest rate than those offered on a saving account? And of course, it's III, that's free. So that's B. They would get higher interest rates than those offered on savings account. Question 20 says the term cross-references refers to the document that are filed, and that's D, they are filed under different headings. Question 21 says, what is the purpose of maintaining a reception register in an organization? The reception register, it records the number of persons who visit the organization. So the purpose of recording such register. And we're at question 26. Question 26 says some firms offer a program which aims to assist new employees in becoming familiar with their jobs. This program is referred to as, and of course our answer is B, that is an induction. Question 27 says an ex officio community member is one who, and that C, attends meeting by virtue of a position. Which of the following terms is used to describe a committee which has been set up to deal with a specific matter? And that's A, ad hoc. Which of the following person is responsible for approving and signing the minutes of the meeting? Is it the clerk, the proxy, the treasurer, or the chairperson? And of course, that's the chairperson. Question 30 says at a meeting on the 25th of November 2019, discussion were held concerning the appointment of a secretary. What documents should be consulted to obtain the information that was discussed at the meeting so that follow-up action can be taken? And the minutes of the meeting contains what was discussed at each meeting. So of course the answer is C, the minutes of the meeting. Question 31 says the clerk responsible for making travel arrangements for a staff member forgot to make a hotel reservation. The officer was due to depart at 10:30 a.m. for Martinique. The error was discovered at 9:30 a.m. on the same day. What should the clerk do to address the problem? Okay, so the clerk can call the hotel, explain the situation, and make a reservation. They can also contact the officer at the local airport and inform him of the error. So that's D. The chairperson's role in a meeting is to, and that's control discussion and guide members. And they also ensure all members are given an opportunity to speak. So that's B and 3. Question 33. Which of the following items would be recorded as a motion in the minutes of a meeting? And that's a formal proposal made by a member. 34. Which of the following functions is not performed by the Human Resource Department? and the Human Resource Department do all except preparing job cards. There is a growing feeling among staff that concerns over their general welfare are being overlooked by management. What is the first action the staff should take in an effort to improve the situation? And that's they should request a meeting with the human resource manager. 36. An employee worked for 30 hours per week at a rate of $10. If he pays 8% of his gross wage as pay, then his net wage is, and of course, his net wage would be $276. Question 37. In a cash book, all monies received are indicated as a all monies received are indicated as a debit entry. Question 38. Which of the following methods of filing classification would be most suitable for a manufacturing company with distribution throughout the Caribbean? And that's, of course, C. Question 39 says the term impressed means it means money set aside for petty cash purposes. Question 40 says, as a junior employee, you are required to file correspondence from the following company. And it says the correct alphabetical order for filing is, so we'll have we'll have 1, then we'll have 4, then we would have 3, and then we'd have 1 as the last one. So that's A. Question 41 says, what should a clerk do if the number of items being delivered is less than that shown on the delivery note? The clerk should write the shortage on the delivery note before signing for the receipt of the goods. Which of the following steps should a businessman take if his cash book and bank statement show a difference of $20? And of course, he should reconcile his bank statement with his cash book. Which of the following best describe the purpose of the petty cash fund? And the one that best describes the purpose of the petty cash fund is to make small payments conveniently. Question 41 says when cash is paid from the chief cashier to the petty cashier, the transaction should be recorded as debit in the petty cash book and credit in the cash book. So that's B. Question 45 says which of the following deduction can be made from wages without obtaining permission from the employee? Which of the following deduction can be made from wages without obtaining permission from the employee, and that's income tax. Question 49. So it says items 49 to 50 refers to the following. Okay, so question 49 says how many pencil cases were issued on September 5? So here is September 5, and of course we can see issued means out, so we see that's 40. Okay, question 50 says the total number of pencil cases received was, so received is in, so we're gonna add 75 plus 20 in order to get our answer, which is of course 95. Question 51, it says item 51 to 52 refers to the following invoice. Okay, so 51 says the term E and OE on the invoice indicates that garden supplies and plant care services can lead to correct any error made when preparing the bill. Question 52 says how much should Mr. Lee pay if the bill is settled on May 16? So let's look back at our invoice. And of course, Mr. Lee should be paying $417 if the bill is settled on the 16th of May. Okay, it says item 53 refers to the following transaction which occurs during the month of January 2019. Question 53 says assuming that there are no further transactions, what would be the opening balance on the account on February 1? And that's $155. Question 54 says the operations office is responsible for planning and organizing the, is it cost of production, or is it marketing of good, or is it employees contract, or is it production process? And of course we know that it's the production process. 55, P Hawk has a manufacturing business. His raw material costs $1,900, rate and rent total $2,000, and factory wages amount to $2,500. The number of units produced is 640. What is the cost of one unit? And our answer would be $10. Cost of one unit would be $10. Okay, so here now it says item 56 refers to the following information on the movement of stock over a 3-month period. So referring to dissemination here. Okay, and the question says, what is the closing stock at the end of May using the LIFO method? So the LIFO method means last in, first out. And of course, we will be multiplying for our 45 by our 5, and we'll get a total of 225. Question 57. Which of the following documents is used to report an accident in which an employee is injured. And of course, that's employee liability form. Okay, the duties of a clerk in the dispatched office includes, and of course it includes maintaining a data for couriers. 3, liaising with the relevant department. So that's 2 and 3, and our answer here is C. Okay, so the table below is an extract from an airline schedule which shows that the aircraft will stop in Antigua on its way to Jamaica from Barbados. So we're talking about the schedule right here, and the question says, how long will the aircraft be on the ground in Antigua? And we can see that our answer is 3 hours and 5 minutes. Okay, our final question says, what is the main difference between order form and requisition forms? The main difference. And of course, order forms are usually externally, while requisition forms are used internally. So that's D. And okay, guys, we have come to the end of this paper. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck on your exam and stay tuned for another educational video.
Okay guys, we're at the end of this paper. So with that being said, I wish you great luck in your exams and I hope you will return for another educational video soon.